Hi, everybody. Welcome to your yoga practice. My name is Nazli. Welcome, steppers. We're going to do a yang yin class today. I always like to do a yang yin instead of a yin yang because I feel it might be a little bit more nourishing for the body. I'm going to start with just a little bit of tune in together, go into the yang sequence. So, wherever you are, join me on the mat. I do have a block with me today. You do not need to have one. If you have one and you'd like to use it, you're absolutely welcome to do that. If you don't have a block but you'd like to have something with you, you can have a book instead as well. I'll try to give you lots of options though, so not to worry whether you have one or not. Just find a comfy position on your mat. Let's just arrive here a moment together. You don't have to be cross-legged, just whatever's comfy in your body. I invite you to close your eyes or lower your gaze and just tuck that chin under just a little bit. And let's bring our attention to the breath. And we're not trying to judge it or change it, just noticing quality of your inhale and your exhale, leaving outside the room or the door of wherever space this is that you're practicing, whatever you've arrived with and whatever was going on before, or whatever it is that has to follow next, just for this next moments together. Just let's be present with our breath, our body, and each other. When you're ready, we just invite you to take a deep inhale in through the nose and a big exhale through the mouth, just softening your shoulders, your jaw. Two more like this. Big inhale through the nose and a big exhale through the mouth, arriving a little bit more with each breath. One last one, just like that. And a big exhale. And I invite you to find the mat and we're going to lie down. We're going to start on our backs. So all the way down, nice and gentle. Check in to see that you're comfortable. Shoulders are relaxed, hips are relaxed. And you're just going to bend your knees. Open your feet as wide as the mat or as wide as it feels good. Let your knees just fall towards each other. We're going to just start with gentle movement or open up and warm up those hips. So windshield wiper knees. On your next inhale, lower both knees to the right. Exhale back to center. Inhale to the left. Exhale back to center. And just follow the rhythm of your own breath. We're all breathing at a different pace, and that's okay. Maybe faster, maybe slower. Just gently start to warm up those hips, synovial fluids and the joints. You're welcome to bring your head and neck into it if your spine allows today. Just starting to think if there's an intention you'd like to hold that in your heart, this would be an amazing time to do so. Otherwise, just be present with what may unfold for you. One more round of this. So inhale, knees to the right. Exhale back to center. And one last one just to balance both sides. And bring it back to center. Slowly either rock the sitting. You can come up like this, or you can just roll to one side, bring yourself up, and we're going to start to get a little bit more dynamic. Remember that anything that I put into this class is just a suggestion. You're always welcome to rest. Always follow your own body instead of my teaching because you only know what's going on. We're coming in gently to a child's pose to start. So you can have knees together or far apart, all the way down to your mat or as far as it goes. And you can have your arms just stretched out in front of you. You can have them behind the head, beside you, between your knees. Find a good child's pose for your body today. And just a few breaths. Your forehead's on the mat. You're welcome to rock it from side to side. See if you can sink in a little bit deeper. Surrender to gravity. Before you start, you can move. You could be still. And we're just going to slowly come into our practice. So on your next inhale, when you're ready, opening palms as wide as your mat, you're going to tuck your toes under and slowly push yourself up into a downward facing dog. You can walk this dog, especially this one's your first one. You're not stuck here. If you want to move your feet just to see what feels better in your body, you can move back and forth a little bit. You can sway your hips. You can walk this dog. Beautiful. Just a couple more breaths like this. And on your next breath, slowly walk forward. One foot, second foot to meet it, and gentle fold. You don't want to have your knees be totally straight. Let them be bent. Just hang. Maybe sway from side to side. We're just beginning, so be gentle. On your next inhale, slowly, vertebrae by vertebrae, roll all the way up to standing. If it feels okay for your shoulders, bring your arms up, maybe a wee little back bend. And exhale, hands to your heart center. On your next inhale, rise up, arms all the way up, maybe gentle back bend, and exhale all the way down. And this time, maybe hold it a little more still. You can still have a micro bend in your knees. Inhale one more time, all the way, rise up. Maybe a little deeper back bend, and exhale, namaste. One last time, we're going to come into our flow here. And all the way down. Palms down. This time you're going to step with your right foot back. We're going to keep the left one here. You're going to pivot that back foot. So it's your right foot parallel to the back of your mat. And slowly bring yourself up. Use your fingers, bring yourself up, and then do a little check in. Spread all the toes so you're rooting through both feet equally. See if you can sit a little deeper. Find a nice, comfy position. And this is your first option. You're welcome to bring your arms into it if your shoulders are out today. We're coming into a warrior two right from the beginning. I know this is a lot. Just find the juicy spot. We're going to find the spot and hold it. See if it feels okay to move it a little bit before you hold it. See if you want to move your arms somewhere else. If that's not okay for your shoulders, you don't want to feel pain. You don't want it to be super, super soft either. You want to find that edge that's comfortable for your body and then back off by a little bit so that it feels safe. Find the sweet spot. Look over your fingertips if your arms are up and come to your breath. You want to squeeze that belly button in towards the spine. Engage your core. Root equally through both feet. And an option to be here. If you'd like to heat up this practice a little bit more, since all of your big muscles are engaged in your legs right now, you're welcome to come into an Ujjayi breath. And if you're not really familiar with Ujjayi breath, it's sort of like a Darth Vader kind of breath. So you're inhaling and a warm exhale. Inhale through the nose and a warm exhale, or not. You also, if you put your tongue to the roof of your mouth and doing this breath, that's a little more active. But if that's too far today, stay with your regular breath, but maybe you can sink in a little deeper. You might not like me here. If I hold you here for a little bit longer, that's okay. You'll like me after, maybe. Make sure that your shoulders are relaxed, jaws are relaxed, breath is relaxed. Hold here. 2 more breaths. This young energy, the active, masculine, the heat in our body, the doing, not the being, let it be active. Sometimes by just bringing ourselves to the edge of our being, we're doing a little bit of a hard thing. That's when you find the juicy release after. On your last breath, when this feels done, you're going to straighten that front knee. You're going to keep the back leg the same way. Shift your way forward. Slowly bring this left palm down. It can be to your mat. It can be on a block. It can just be dangling. Whatever is your option today or feels good in your body. Your right arm can be up. You can rest it on your hip. You can just let it be relaxed. See what feels good for your shoulder. As best as you can, stack those joints and stay. You're welcome to stay with this as long as I'm holding it, but also if you need to come out of any pose before I ask you to, please follow your own breath and guidance. If you're holding your breath, we've gone too far. 3 more breaths, either Ujjayi breaths or just a relaxed breath. See if you can open your heart a little bit further, a little bit deeper with that exhale. And on your next one, or when this feels complete, you're going to slowly put both palms to the mat, bending that left knee. Step back. I'm going to give you a little rest here. Drop your knees all the way down. Yeah, and slowly back into your child's pose. Just take a minute. We held that for a lot. Take a minute. Take a sip of water, whatever you need to feel comfy. When you're ready, palms are still just as wide as your mat. We're going to do the same thing just on the other side. So on your next inhale, we're going to slowly come to the knee and step forward with the left foot this time. And then the right one to meet it. Let it sort of hang for a minute. Maybe go from side to side. Inhale both palms on either side of your mat. On the next breath, you're going to send back your left foot, right one staying forward, pivot so it's parallel to the back of your mat, and see if you can slowly come on up and find your center, find your rooting. Stack everything as best as it's accessible in your body. Root through both feet equally, and either stay here or bring your arms into it or rest your arms, whatever your arms want to do. This side might feel totally different. That's okay. If your arms are up, send that gaze over the fingertips. Sometimes it takes a moment to settle, but when you do, soften the breath. See if you can just root in a little bit deeper. Maybe after a few breaths, you want to sit a little further. Check to see that the tailbone is nice and strong and sort of straight up. Sometimes we pivot when we're in positions like this. It's okay if we shake. This is why we bring these things to the mat, just so we can shake the wiggles. It's all good. Find the sweet spot. And either ujjayi breaths, nice, warm, or you can have a relaxed breath. I'm going to hold this for 4 more. See if you can dig a little bit deeper. It's okay if you don't like me right now. Make sure you're still smiling regardless. That's help you take a deeper breath when you do smile. Beautiful. Warrior 2. Just dig deep. We all have that little inner warrior. See how far it wants to go today. It's okay to wiggle. On your next breath, when you're ready, straighten that front knee one more time, just like we did on the other side. Shift your weight forward just from the hip, and then lower this right arm. It can be on a block or your book, or all the way to your mat, or rest on your leg. See where it wants to be. Other arm up. And it takes a minute. Sometimes it takes a minute to trust our feet so we can open our heart a little further. Root equally through both feet. Sometimes we put everything into the front one. Triangle pose, Trikonasana. Just a little twist in the middle of the body and breathe. You send your gaze up, but if that's not okay for your neck, you don't have to do that. Find your Trikonasana and breathe for 3 more. Engage your core, soft face, and soft breath. When you're ready on your next one, we're going to pivot back, both palms to the mat, root through those left toes, send back the right foot, and you're coming into a plank. Option to be here, option to drop your knees if that feels too far, option to even be on your forearm. So you be here, you can be here, you can be here. Whatever feels okay in your body, shoulders back and down as always, core is engaged. Keep your gaze nice and soft. Root through the hands. You're going to grab the hand with your fingers even, just to engage that Padabandha or Hastabandha, the engagement of your hand. Breathe. 3 more breaths here. Nice and slow. 1 more breath here. Again, remember, if this is too far, you can always drop the knees. I'm going to lower you down into a chaturanga. I'll give you, this is your first option. You can come in halfway. You can be on your toes and come in halfway. If this is not okay for your shoulders at all, again, you're always welcome to have your forearms down, but keep the elbows close together this time, just so you're activating a different part of your arm. You can also always rest. You're welcome to ignore me, whatever feels okay for you today, but hold. See if you can, I'll give you this, I'll stay with this one. Engage your belly, elbows tucked close to your body, shoulders back and down, and breathe. Only 2 more. I won't hold you here too long. I know it's not easy. It looks easy, but it's not, I know. And 1 more breath. Lower yourself all the way down. Take a minute. Maybe windshield wiper those knees. We're going to come into a little bit of a back exercise. So take a minute. Take a little bit of water, whatever feels okay for your body. And on the next breath, you're going to bring those palms, again, on either side of the mat. And this is your first option. Push yourself up. Maybe bring your arms a little closer. Come into a little bit of a back bend. That's your first option. You're welcome to make it a little bit more challenging by bringing your feet up and then hanging to your ankles and then lifting on your exhale, but not too far because we're going to hold it a little bit longer than we do in some of our other practices. So this is your first option, is to come up and just be here. Or hang on to the ankles and come on up on your inhale, but not too far, not into the full extension of this pose. Beautiful. And holding here for 3 slow breaths. So here or here. Shoulders back and down, always check with that. Or if you're here, one last breath. And lower it back down. Windshield wiper those knees. Beautiful. And slowly lower legs back down. You're gonna push yourself up. We're gonna come into a seated position. So take a moment. Again, if you need water or if you need anything to make you feel more comfortable, please don't hesitate to do that. Find your sit bones when you're ready. I'm gonna give you a few options for this one. Coming into Navasana, boat pose. So sit bones, because you don't want to roll onto your sacrum, which we do a lot of the times. Find those sit bones. And this is your first option, is to bring your knees together. You can put your palms on the mat beside your hips. This is your first option. You're welcome to just sit here. You're welcome to bring your legs into it. You lift maybe one leg, maybe the other one. You can hold here, but don't roll onto your sacrum. We're still on the sit bones. You still want to be able to breathe and smile. You're welcome to bring this arms into it. You're welcome to extend or all the way down. Don't bring your arms up for this one. This is sort of a first class together. I don't want to make it super extended. So maybe a medium level difficulty, because we will hold it. So you're welcome to be here. That's your first option. Second option, here, or extend, but make sure that you're still on your sit bones. And we're gonna hold this. I'll stay with you here for 3. Nice and soft. Make sure you're not slouching. Always shoulders back and down. Always a nice big smile. Belly button squeeze towards your spine. And breathe. Beautiful. One more. Engage that core, which is all around you. It's not just your belly. And bring your knees into your chest. And maybe give it a little shake. Take a little moment. When you're ready, you're going to lower back down to the mat. All the way. Knees into the chest. Let it rock a little bit. And on your next one, we're going to keep the knees here and together. Shoulders are nice and open. I'll give you a few options. You can hold the knees like this. And on your inhale, you're going to come on up, forehead towards your knee, and hold it like this. And your second option is to do the same thing, but we're going to hold it a little longer. So it's the same pose. It's just how long you'd like to hold it with me. That makes it a little bit maybe more challenging. Or if that's too far, you're also welcome to just rest here. If you're up for it, on your next inhale, slowly bring yourself up, squeeze belly button towards the spine, and hold. Maybe you can bring your forehead closer to the knee, maybe not. Keep a soft breath. And hold. 2 more slow breaths like this. And slowly lower it back down. Amazing. So we're going to do a similar thing, but one leg at a time now. So right leg is going to extend. Left knee comes into your chest. On your next inhale, bring that forehead to the knee. But it doesn't have to be as far. You could be here. You can hold it a little bit less. See what's the juicy spot for you. But come on up when you're ready and hold. For 3 nice and slow breaths. Still engaging that core, starting to feel the heat rise in your body. And engage your muscles as best as you can. Squeeze, but still breathing nicely. Beautiful. One more full breath, just like that. And switch sides. Take a minute if you need, but when you're ready, inhale and come on up. This time is the right knee. And hold. Engage. Squeeze, but breathe softly. Still smiling. Just a couple more breaths like that. Beautiful. And when it feels complete, knees into the chest, maybe give it a little rest. Well done. That's no joke. And on your next one, we're going to drop the feet down And I'm going to give you a few options for this one. Shoulders are open. You can come on up, you can come into a little baby bridge just like this. If you have a block or a book, you're welcome to even rest on it. You make it a little bit more restful. But if you're still enjoying this dynamic practice, stay here. Or you can send your right foot up and stay here. You can have a micro bend, and your knee doesn't have to be all the way straight. Beautiful. So you can be here, you can be here, or a little bit straighter. Not all the way. Keep the micro bend. You can move a little or you can hold. Root through the shoulders, root through that left foot. Breathing here for 2. It's okay if you're shaking. This is why we do these things. And lower it back down. Take a minute. Maybe windshield wiper the knees. On your next inhale, we're going to do the same thing. So if you're in a baby bridge, take a minute here and come into it again. If you had your leg up, and this one's okay to do, send the left one up. You can have a bend in your knee or a micro bend. Don't have it completely straight. Bring your hips up to the sky and hold. Root through all corners of that right foot. Chin is still tucked under as always. And breathe. It's okay if you're moving. It's okay if you're shaking. This is why we're doing what we're doing. And slowly lower yourself back down. Back knees into the chest. Windshield wiper those knees. I'm going to give you a couple more options for this next one that we're doing. It's just starting to soften and cool down the body a little bit. So you can just be here. You can have a block, or if you don't have one, you can have a book or nothing. We're going to just send those legs up. So if you'd like to use something under your sacrum for support, you're totally welcome to do that. Or you can even be up against your wall if you have a wall in your house. I won't do that today because I didn't prep you for it, so I won't make you. But if you're familiar with it, you want to do legs up the wall, welcome to do that. Otherwise, from here, just going to send our feet up. So you can just be here. This isn't a super dynamic pose because we want to cool down. You can leave that bend in your knee. You can be also alternatively on a block. If you'd like this to go, this is just a little inversion, just to start to reverse the flow of things in our body. You're welcome to be here. If you'd like to go a little bit further and you are comfortable with it, if you're not, this is not a super beginner pose. So if you haven't done a shoulder stand before, I don't recommend you doing this at home yet. But if you've done it and it's a part of your practice, your second option, this is your first option. Second one is to come into a shoulder stand. Always support your back as you're coming into it, sending right leg up first, then the left one. Support, and slowly coming in, shifting your weight into your shoulders. Chin is always tucked under. Don't look around. You want to be nice to your neck here. Welcome to come into a plow as well if it's part of your practice, but again, this is our first class together, so I won't bring you into it, only if it's already part of your practice. Then remember, bigger isn't always better. What your body needs is the best option, always. Just 2 or 3 more soft breaths here. Soften that breath if you haven't already. If you're using Ujjayi breaths, come back into a relaxed one. And when you're ready, if you're here, you're still supporting your back, bend your knees, palms to your mat. Slowly roll yourself down. If you were here, same thing, bend the knees into the chest, back down to the mat, and just maybe windshield wiper the knees or knees into the chest and roll from side to side, just to release that back body and your shoulders. Amazing. When you're ready, feet back down onto the mat. I'm going to give you a couple options for this next one. I'm going to bring you into butterfly just with your legs and then feet together. So you want to bring them together. If you have blocks or books, you're welcome to use it. This is too far. The further you are from your own body and from your own hips, this will become a little softer. So feet towards the top of your mat will make this a little softer, or the closer that your feet are towards your sacrum, this hip opener will feel a little bit more extensive. See what you need. You want it to be in a spot where you can totally surrender to gravity. Find that spot. Tuck chin under. If you haven't already, maybe lower your gaze. Shoulders are relaxed. Breath is relaxed. Come back to the quality of breath. See if it's changed. See if anything is different from the beginning of your practice. See if there's maybe spaces that you created through this practice in your body. Remembering that intention, if you had it at the beginning of your practice, and truly surrendering, softening this moment just with you and your mat, your body and breath. And still sort of keeping your eyes closed or your gaze lowered. And eventually palms together, hands at heart center, bowing your head towards your heart in this gesture of gratitude for yourself and for the practice of yoga and for each other. Thank you for sharing your practice with me, Step community. I'll see you back on your mat. Namaste.